My channel's a geezer channel.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
You got a bunch of geezers watching me. My channel's a geezer channel.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
You got a bunch of geezers watching me. My
I said, I wish I could have that dry bacon. I mean, you know what that is. No, I simply asked. I said, I wish I could have that dry bacon. I mean, you know what that is. No, I simply asked. I said, I wish I could have that dry bacon. I mean, you know what that is.
Hi, everybody. Happy Tuesday. I think we're on Tuesday. Hope everyone's staying safe. Sorry, I just want to preface from the get-go, I had originally promised a live stream with Foodie Beauty tonight and discussing her diabetes type 2, which is a subject I have discussed in length, and I am going to talk about it. Because she keeps adding to it. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. But other things came up. And obviously, Tim did not go to hospital. In fact, he just dropped a video. He's arrived at Teddy and Jolene's place. And so we've got that excitement. So we're actually just going to start from the part of the video where Tim starts to complain about his eye. And then I'm actually going to share a couple of things. One is a video from a doctor that has 5 tips to stop glaucoma. It's very short. It's interesting, and I think it would be good to take a look at it, especially if anybody, in the audience. There was some interesting information I found out, even from how it's covered medically and so forth within your insurance and things, which I don't think a lot of people realize. So it's good. I think there's some really good information in that. So it's good to cover some of it and find out a little bit about that and what potential complications is Tim going to have because he is going to have some issues. So we're going to cover that, and we're also going to take a look at 5 excuses that men make for not going to the doctors. One is strangely missing from the list. And we'll get to that when we get to that. And like I said, we'll quickly pop over to the tight pants video. It looks like Teddy and Jolene are appropriately dressed. And so therefore I don't have to be scared of what I'm going to put my eyes on. There we go. Everyone can be seen in the comments. If you haven't had a chance to hit the likes coming in, make sure you do. I was trying to make up I was going to make up a poll about whether Tim had headed to the hospital, whether he was sitting in the hospital. And lo and behold, he showed up at Teddy and Jolene's. So we get to snipe his video really early. So yeah, smash that thumbs up. Thank you. Yeah, make sure you do that. So yes, don't worry. Those are my fans of Foodie Beauty. I promise you, sorry last night got postponed. I took the dogs on a long walk and it was kind of like snowy, sleety outside. And I just said, shoot, I'm headed home. Anyway, just always want to preface that this video is for information and educational purposes only. And even though I am a registered nurse here in the United States, obviously, I don't treat, I don't diagnose. Nurses come from a different perspective. I have a lot of years of experience. Have a lot of experience of having to pop people's glaucoma drops in their eyes at the hospitals and different places. So I also have a familial history of glaucoma. And so knowing that for a long time, I've always been super concerned because my grandmother came from a generation where, she did not like to go to practitioners and do anything like that. So I try to be a little bit different from my grandma. Okay. So let's go over to Tim's driving to Boynton Beach video. I'm going to share this screen. And we're going to pop in. Oh, hold on. Let me drop off the transcript. We're going to pop in at the part where Tim starts talking about his eyes. Just to catch up, for those of you who are not aware, Tim left out this morning on his adventures to Boynton Beach, otherwise known as Tight Pants Point, because it's Teddy's 79th birthday, which I can't remember which reaction channel it was, made a very good point that that's outstanding and interesting because it supersedes Tim's age that people die at for men, which is 73. So how Teddy got to 79, we'll never fathom that one out. Might be because he lives at Tight Pants Point. Who knows? Might be Jolene's cooking. We don't know. We have no idea. Anyway, yeah, let's hit those likes. Yeah, we can beg. Why not? I'm gonna beg too. Oh, he's getting Tereo Maori is good. Birdie is Birdie off studying his Maori. Oh my goodness. Oh, good for you, Birdie. Good for you. Bernie must be planning a trip to New Zealand. All right. I don't know what you're slurping, but if you are slurping something, pop it down in the chat. What a way to engage. I've got 100% ginger powder in a cup because in hot water, it's absolutely delicious. It's just ginger powder. It's like the most delicious thing I've ever drunk. It's not like you would think ginger. And I don't like... I love the taste of ginger. I won't drink ginger ale. That's just sugar. All right. Tim's here. Gosh. I when I heard him saying this today, I was just irritated in so many ways. One, because Tim is so negligent. All right, Tim, take it away because I left my snack on the counter and I want to grab it because I just took the dogs for a walk.
So we're going to get on down the road. I'll add another clip for you shortly. I got everything. I hope.
I hope. Tim, I've got you kind of at normal speed. That's gonna be way too much. I think 1.25, just so I don't miss out. Okay, so he's driving. Okay, so at least here he has his glasses on. Oh, he's got all his clothes. All right, keep going, Tim.
I gotta get some eye drops soon because I'm out. So I'm gonna order some.
All right, so stopping you there. This is... Why do I never have my pen next to me? This is mistake number 1. And you'll hear this when we go to the good eye doctor. Here we're going to watch her awesome video about eye tips. Hit the likes as you come in. I'm at 60. Oh, good. That's better. I'm at 74. I'm sitting at 69. Year I was born. Lucky number. Okay. So, yeah, that's not advisable to not use your eye drops. And you will hear explained why this is important and how being, as a nurse, I can only suggest that, especially with something as important with his glaucoma, and I don't know if he has open or narrow glaucoma. I'm not sure what type he has. But it doesn't really matter. Glaucoma is a disease, is a sort of like a blanket term for many diseases of the eye. So which type Tim exactly has, I'm not sure. And they each, affect the humerus and the moisture and the troughs of the eyes in different ways. Troughs. Oh God, don't say that word. All right. Trowels of the eye. You know what I'm saying. So anyway, yeah. And then it's interesting what Tim's priorities are. Is the other point I want to make. Priority for Tim is to get to this house. It's not what really should be the priority, which is his eyes. And that is because of the consequences of him not taking care of his eyes, specifically with this type of disease. And we'll look at some of the statistics that are current about his potential of actually becoming blind. So we're going to take a look at all this. Keep going, Tim.
My eyes are burning right now. Burning. Oh, yeah. Last time I went over, I went over in the gold wing. Got that nail coming back. Nail in the back tire.
If that's the case, he doesn't have plenty of money. Like he bragged. Not of his health is wealth. And we all know. And I keep saying this about having your eyes taken and look at the age of 40. And, there's certain things that if you don't have specifically optical or, an eye plan, that does not mean that you are not able to get an eye health check for glaucoma. over the age of 40, which is covered with your medical insurance.
Nice ride
Oh, Tim's shrinking. Okay, keep going, Tim.
over there. You know,
Because that's the most.
I've since
priorities.
discovered
Priorities, Tim.
what I'm going to do, even in the truck. Anything I drive now, anything. Even when I take the dual sport, even though it'll do 70 miles an hour, I'm just going to putz. I'm just going to creep along in that goal wing, and I'm only going to do 400 miles
he's
a day.
already
Would be
had
a lot of miles.
answers.
300 would be good. 350 may be the maximum.
Oh, he's already being treated for precancerous squamous cell carcinomas if he has to use Efidex for actinic keratoses. That's a precursor for squamous cell. You know, so, and he's always having to have things cut off. So, you know, I'm sure a few have come as squamous cell carcinoma. Tim's just never going to say that. So they're doing any of those Mohs or anything like that. It's probably a squamous cell. I used to work at a plastic surgeon's doing skin cancers. I have a lot of experience with skin cancers. That was my first ever medical position when I was training to be a registered nurse. I worked at a plastic surgeon's office for almost 2 years while in nursing college, and have a lot of time inside of like a lot of experience. Let's just put it that way. A lot of experience.
And on this here, I'm going to run 60, 65. You're not going to get there any faster except burn more gas and be like all stressed out because you're holding on tight. So I'm going to drive slow.
I don't know if he has an express plan with his insurance. I know for some plans, I know for that you would, I know with, I had it for an employer plan. I don't know for his type of plan, but I know with an employer plan, if you have like a chronic condition that you have to have like a monthly medication for, because I was told I had to have vitamin D. That was my chronic condition, being indoors too much, working and studying too much, working too many night shifts probably as well. So my employer plan had a male pharmacy plan, and that was the one that I was told I specifically had to use. Like I was only allowed a couple of prescriptions from Walmart, and then I had to use this mail-in service. No, I don't know if Tim's plan has something like that, but if it were, he would have them coming automatically, so that would actually be to his benefit. So that makes me think that's not what that is. It makes me think that he has to go to a pharmacy and pick them up. So, and the negligence and having any time off in between is not advised. Taking a couple of days, none of this is advised. Okay, this is really bad non-compliance from Tim. Tim is an extremely non-compliant patient who shouldn't just be just the fact that he seems to have no remorse and continues on his travels on a holiday and ignores his eyes. This is the nightmare that medical professionals should not have to be subjected to for this carelessness on his part.
Whether it's 2 wheels or 4 wheels.
Absolutely careless.
That's my new program. I'm on a slow roll. And, you know, you'll get there. You will get there. And I don't have to be looking behind every bush for a cop.
He never does.
And if they want to go around me, go around me. I ain't gonna worry about pushing nobody. I love it.
Good point.
I mean, like I'm already up to 13.3 since I reset my trip odometer. That's going to go up. I'll check with you soon on another clip. 13.3 gas mileage right now, and I'm not even, you know, doing steady highway yet. We'll see what that average comes up to. All right, I'll be back. Hey, how's it going, everybody? I'm at the Walmart, just leaving in Arcadia, Florida. Look at this.
Guess he can't be. God, I mean, this is just such a good plan when you have like raging glaucoma about to fall, your eyeball about to pop out. You know, you get so dry. So no fluid. It's all like this pressure building up in there. That's why people get it confused with dry eye. Anyway. He's all waving his sleeping bag. Keep going, Tim. Tell us about how you're going to be a nightmare.
Let me show you what I got here. Oh, this thing right here is good for 20 degrees, which means you'll be fine for 40. It's good for 6'5" tall and it's 3 foot wide, and it glows in the dark. I mean, man, this is nice. It's kind of heavy too, so it should keep me warm. I am not going to be cold.
Yeah, tax write-offs too. I mean, he can't. I'm surprised he hasn't figured out how to write off a hotel. But he's like, somebody said to him about a hotel, he won't do that. And then I thought he was supposedly staying at John and Ann's house or somebody's house. What happened to that invitation? Oh, and then he was saying some real confusing stuff today about, in the earlier video, he spoke about, he was going into his investments and his mutual funds. And he mentioned he was in the car business. And then he mentioned his mutual funds in 2008. And how he had this like automatic, like monthly, like setup. And I was like, he was saying he was like in the car business. And then at the worst, it was 2004 at the earliest. And that's only 22 years ago. So how is we got 33 years in the oil change business? Because you haven't worked for 7 years, Tim, almost 6 or 7 years. So he's lying about everything. He's an absolute scammer. And I'm sure all of these people that film, he says that Fred and Raffaella have only known him 10 years. So they wouldn't have necessarily, maybe he was doing the oil boat coupons then. But how does that, were you doing the coupons and the car business? Is the oil change the car business? I don't think you had then, when you were putting a couple of hundos in your pocket, that you had like an automatic withdrawal to a mutual fund. He was saying some really weird stuff. Anyway, that's what I was getting out of it today, guys. I don't know if anybody else heard that. Yeah, I'm here. Come on in. Yeah, he is a pathological liar. Something, yeah. Yeah, but he says he retired during COVID at 59. Yeah. Well, he said he cashed them out. So how was he in the car business in 2008? That doesn't, unless that's referring to the oil change business. I can't, it's just, more camping stuff. David Industries isn't his subscribers. Oh, I guess he got enough of Tim telling him, Tim saying, remarks, because Kim was kind of getting sarcastic, I believe, with that individual. All right, Tim, keep going. I mean, this is just so good when you've got glaucoma like this. Just his eye looks fantastic. I mean, just
cold. No way. I'm cold right now. It's freezing out here. It's colder in the middle of the state than it is over there on the coast. I mean, you step in the shade here?
Tim, okay, I already had a video today about your inability to have any empathy. And there are people in my comments who lived very close to the airport that the accident in Bangor, Maine happened in. And many condolences to anybody's families and all the people who've been losing their loved ones. It has been catastrophic. And they say that potentially is more on the way. This guy talking about the cold and the t-shirt. I know it's cold for people who live in Florida. I understand. I want to be empathetic that when you live in warmer climates, any type of cold weather can be shocking. I get it. But I think, Tim, it's just like your audience could be living in any part of the United States. I doubt you have any people from abroad, except for Catherine. It's just so out of touch. Oh, this stuff. Well, I wonder if that's but if he was doing that and just putting hundos in his pocket, I do not believe he would have had an automated monthly investment going on, because he had something, he talked about it being automated. And he actually spoke about it in such a way, I think he may have been slightly truthful. So, and that was a long time ago. And of course, Tim's one of these people who got scared by the market and cashed out, so things happen. Wasn't because he was like putting down for a house or something. And oh yeah, the thing about the carnivore diet, sticks to his carnivore diet. You know, he's already eaten the pistachio nuts, which I'm all for it. I love pistachios. I probably got a huge bag of them myself. And this is my question with Tim. Why do you set yourself with diet goals? I wouldn't recommend it. We know that. But still, why do you do that before you're heading to a friend's house to celebrate a birthday, where there's obviously going to be birthday type food, which is probably not going to be a strict carnivore diet? It's at this point, you're losing subscribers because you're so wishy-washy. Nobody likes some tiresome. I mean, for me, I'm fine with it. You know, it shows the pattern of his inability. And he said the same thing before Christmas. You know, then he's like, and somebody made a good point about whether or not he sold that Longhorn Steakhouse gift card. That was Carl. and then Fred heard about they were supposed to be going to the steakhouse. Tim trying to get out of it now. Oh my gosh, it's so much. It's just so much scam. And then he was saying that all the haters are jealous of him again. Oh, it's just been a plethora of Tim's greatest hits this week. All right, you're gonna see me munch for a second. I'm gonna go.
You know it's cold, man. Gosh, dog. I don't know how my daughter's doing it up there, but I'm crushing it now. So if you ever thought Florida was, all palm trees, beaches, sod, take a look at this. We're somewhere between Okeechobee, Florida, and we just left Arcadia. Nothing but open land, flat cow pastures.
All right. I just realized my dogs need some water in their bowl. So I got to top that up. And I also noticed that Tim has such little empathy for his daughter. Doesn't seem really worried. I wonder how she does it. No, I'm so worried. I hope she's going to be okay. You know, I wish if there were anything I could do, I'd be there for her. No, Tim, it's Tim. It's Tim. I tell you, every time he mentions I take a shot.
And it is cold out there, 56 degrees. Heading over to Boynton Beach. Got 263 miles still empty. I've come 78 miles from Sarasota. It's about 200 miles across the state. No big deal. Running about 64 and coming up on this guy. Going to have to blow his doors off. Put the old baby Godzilla in passing gear. And I'll slow it down. I just don't want to be behind him in case a rock comes off that thing. I'm backing down to 64 again.
I know, this content's spectacular. Don't get jealous, guys. He was getting more mad at the haters again. If you catch my video, which talks about him being selfish at 67, it's interspersed with video of the events of the recent winter storm Fern in this country. Then you can just figure out that Tim's only goal is to get to that 100K plaque, though he could not get off of 67,000 last year. Mind you, I couldn't get off of 3, but what can I say? My content's around you, Tim. I don't expect to get great views. He thinks we're all like getting rich for his content. They always do. No, Tim, we're not.
Cruising along 2-lane highway. I just had some ham and Swiss cheese roll-ups, and I was hungry. Now I'm completely content. My eye, wow, I might have to go to the hospital. Something seems like it's really wrong with it. Really, really bad. My left eye. I don't even want to show it to you. It's bad.
Now, this is a combination of a sad fish, in my opinion. enmeshed with a hint of truth. I'm sure his eye is hurting. He's had 2 potentially failed glaucoma surgeries, and was somebody who found out about his glaucoma very late in life, for how long the disease had potentially been progressing for, which is not great. And he is choosing, because Tim has priorities, he is choosing not to worry about his eye drops because it is potentially, you need to, it's not easy, as you know, just to, in the United States, to go to a different pharmacy in another city and pick up your prescription. I mean, you can. You'll have to go to the same type of pharmacy that you use in your home city and really act for an, act of Congress to get a prescription over. It's not that easy, or you're talking to your provider, and they're going to be wondering why you're out of town without your eye drops. So, and where was his priorities to get those? His priorities were getting, $1,000 worth of BSery, and of which is probably sitting on a credit card, which is why he's probably panicked that he's not getting that money back. Because if it's sitting on a credit card, he doesn't want to pay interest on it. He wants to get that money back off, So, because I promise you, he's not putting out his whole cash on any of that stuff that he's purchased. All right, Tim, tell us about how your eyeball's about to drop out.
I don't know. This is it. The last days of seeing. There's nothing out here in the middle of the state. In Florida, I know the lower half of.
We're riding this drama right to the end. And we're looking for other people. I promise you, I'm always looking. I check other people. Like, I checked out recently this one guy, and I was like, oh no, but he's like, I don't know everything, but at least it's Buzz Retirement's Garage. I think he follows Tim. At least he volunteers with dogs at a local shelter. I mean, Tim doesn't do anything. Tim can't think about anything. I don't think he's ever volunteered for anything in his life. It's just too much. He had to be told to take Fred and Rafaela out when he was about to flee out for the hurricane. They were asking for people with trucks to help haul debris. Somebody had commented in my comment section today. I'm sorry if I don't always remember people's names. And did he do that? No. He's too precious to get his truck dirty.
Florida. There is nothing that's in the middle. It's all along the coast. Bunch of cows out there. Looking pretty brown out through here. January 27th, 2026, 55 degrees, heading to Boynton Beach, Florida. Teddy's birthday, going to be 79.
Wants to go to a hospital with a chronic eye condition. You don't go to hospitals with something like this. You can go to an urgent care, but to go to a hospital, to an emergency room, they're going to be thinking you're absolutely off your rocker. What if your eye was like literally bleeding and popping out? That's not what you go to an emergency room for. They anticipate that this is something that is a chronic condition, which it is, being managed by your ophthalmologist, which it should be, or whoever your eye doctor. But no, Tim doesn't get his follow-up supposedly because he complained about a $45 copay. That's $1,000 worth of motorcycle stuff. Didn't have a problem purchasing, handlebar grips that were meant for an ATV for a dual sport. Couldn't even be bothered to make sure it was for the right type of vehicle. Just purchased it anyway. Could just blind, because I guess they're all tax write-offs. So he doesn't have to pay any tax on his YouTube income. I promise you, Tim sits there with every receipt and writes every penny off as props for YouTube. That's why we see so much crap.
Fine.
Which you shouldn't do.
I got a sleeping bag. Gonna be 30, 40 degrees tonight. Might as well be zero.
I would tell you the
Same thing to me. I got a warm sleeping bag. I think it was $35 at Walmart. Walmart ain't got it. I don't need it. Good down to 20 degrees, which means 40. Now I've got a second sleeping bag with me. It's a mummy one. I'll get in that, then I'll get in this one. This one's wider.
I just can't take this person seriously, especially when they want to talk about health, because he actually believes the carnivore diet is going to reverse his glaucoma. He's delusional. It's absolutely. I'm so sorry, but when you see it's literally almost like a form of mental pathology to be so delusional about your health. And to think something like that's going to resolve an optic nerve damage by suddenly only eating a protein diet. Like you're going to reverse the damage to your optic nerve that you have caused by neglecting your interocular pressures of your eye. Anything over 21 milligrams of mercury is danger zone. And I think he said he's been up in the 40s. And they're not even potentially correct, because of how he does not take his drops as prescribed. And the doctors can explain. Keep going, Tim.
I'll be fine. Oh, yeah. I don't know about getting out in the middle of the night if I got to go to the restroom or
Yeah, he's not on the
next morning. But it warms up during the day pretty good. We got about 3 or 4 days of this, maybe a little longer.
It's absolutely against YouTube's terms of service. And the medical information we're going to listen to around glaucoma is from a licensed doctor. And their YouTube has, certified their channel as being from a licensed medical professional. And this is a problem. And I've had my attorney reach out to Tim and let him know that he should not be giving information around health and wellness. He is not qualified to do so. He has no background medical training because his information is actually dangerous. He's not one of these individuals who's taking the time to actually look at evidence-based studies and giving a good example of what to do when you are managing a chronic condition like glaucoma. He is doing absolutely about the worst. When he had the second surgery, his ability to follow the care instructions for even 10 days, whatever he was supposed to do, he should have just been off the camera and just let it go. But this is his slave, this attention, this need for attention constantly from YouTube. That's what his drive is. My drive is because I want to have a dog shelter one day. My drive is completely, his is so, and he said he wanted to be the biggest YouTuber ever. Seriously, Tim, like your content is, Tim, you don't have the imagination. I would never, just wild. Be like me, I'm going to have the biggest reaction channel in the whole of YouTube history. Delusional.
This cold winter stuff. Then winter will be over again for another week or two, and then maybe some other front will come down this way if it reaches us. Those count as like 1-2 days. This is a pretty good one. That's that one that's
so funny.
Paralyzed the country right now with ice and snow.
I would say a 1.
We're cruising State Road 70 eastbound.
I know. Look at this.
Nothing out here.
I mean, Tim just filling. Look at this. Like, who in the United States hasn't seen that view? That could be Ohio. That could be Virginia. That could be definitely, I know, like, definitely East. I mean, it could be West Coast. I mean, like certain parts of Northern California. Impressive. You know, the Midwest. It's just- I'm so. Oh gosh. Keep going, Tim.
All we're doing is crushing it.
No, you're not. Okay, let's go over to this lady real fast. I don't think I need to speed her up. I'll put her at 1.25 just to get a little bit quicker. This is our. We're gonna share this physician instead. I did share the links in the description box below. But I found this was quite interesting. Like I said, it's pretty short. We're going to speed it up a little bit and we will drop in between and mention the things that Tim isn't doing that our good doctor has recommended. Kick it away, doctor.
One of the most common questions I get as a glaucoma doctor is, Doctor, will I go blind from having glaucoma? And it's a loaded question. And we're going to get into the 5 things that you need to know about your risk of going blind from glaucoma, what increases it, what decreases it, and the statistics behind what percentage of people actually go blind from this disease. Hi, my name is Dr. Saya Nagori. I'm a board certified ophthalmologist and a fellowship trained glaucoma specialist, and you're watching the eyefacts.com channel.
Like I said, you can check my descriptive links below. I thank you, doctor, for letting us share this video with my audience today because we want to learn a little bit more about glaucoma.
Number 1 of 5, early screening will save your vision. Early screening means that we can diagnose glaucoma in the early stages of the disease rather than in the later stages. And late stage diagnosis is associated with higher vision loss. The problem with glaucoma is that early on it has no symptoms at all. So patients unfortunately get diagnosed very late in their disease course. And at this point, they have already lost a lot of vision, and that vision is never going to come back. When you have been told that you're a glaucoma suspect, doctors like me monitor you closely for changes in your visual field, as well as monitor the health of your optic nerve. If there are changes that show that you could be moving from being a glaucoma suspect to someone who actually has glaucoma, we have the opportunity to start therapy and halt that disease progression. This can include doing.
Yes, so this is so important. Obviously, I have to break things up for, fair use purposes. This is fair use educational purposes. I appreciate this. I have dropped many of these drops before. Very important. And it's important the order and the time in between. And we understand it's laborious, but I promise you, it's one of those things. It's like my dogs, I give them every day their chondroitin and glucosamine tablets with their breakfast. And I understand it's very good for their joint health. And you see lots of dogs that suddenly get joint problems. So I've been very good. My supplements, they are fat soluble. Therefore, I have to take mine with food. So if I eat something at home, if I have that much time in the morning, I'll take them. Otherwise, I'll take them with me and I'll take them when I get my breakfast, which isn't long after. But you have to, depending on what type of solubility or the supplements that you take will indicate whether or not you should or should not take them with food. If you aren't taking them with food and they're fat soluble, then you're not going to be getting really an effective release of the supplement. Therefore, you may not be actually getting anything. So it's really important to check. All right, that's a different topic. Go away.
Eye drops or SLT laser. And there's another video on the channel all about SLT laser. So be sure to check that video out as well. Again, because glaucoma has no symptoms in the beginning, all patients over the age of 40 should have regular eye exams that include a dilation. This is the type of exam where drops are put in the eye and your pupil gets big so we can see the optic nerve. It does make your vision blurry for a few hours and it does take a little extra time. So it does not have to be done on the exact same day as you do your glasses and contacts, but make sure that you go and schedule it either separately.
Sorry. And I've had the dilations. I've had the ones that go behind, I think, the optic nerve to check for stuff. I think I paid some extra. I don't know. I check everything because my grandmother had glaucoma. So there is a hereditary link. So you have a higher propensity, obviously. So if you've had a grandparent or someone in your family who's had a history of glaucoma, then you have a higher propensity. And she's going to talk about your diet and all sorts of stuff in this. Okay.
or at the same time. And for many of my patients, it may be more convenient for them to do these exams separately because when you do them together, it means a really, really long office visit. Remember that if you have medical insurance, you can go see an ophthalmologist. Glaucoma screening falls under medical problems. So patients who say, oh, I can't get an eye exam because I don't have vision insurance, that does not mean you can't get an eye health exam. An eye health exam is covered through medical insurance. So please go get your eye health exam done. Number 2 of 5 of things you need to know to avoid going blind.
I think that's a really good point. I don't think a lot of people realize that it's covered there. I mean, I've had eye, coverage since I was 40 because I knew I was going to probably start to need glasses or something. Or just because I knew I needed to start taking care of my eyes at 40. But I don't think a lot of us know that it's covered within our regular health insurance. They're not going to advertise this stuff, I promise you.
From glaucoma. This is compliance with medication. This means that glaucoma patients should be taking their eye drops every day and not missing a day. I have a few patients that will come in and tell me that they took the eye drop the day before and the morning of their appointment, but they had missed a few days the week before that. So when they actually come in, the pressure that I measure is not that bad because they did just take their meds in the morning and the night before. But the reality is it was probably higher earlier in the week. This means that the nerve was being damaged in the week that they missed their drops. Now, I understand taking drops can be really difficult. So you definitely need to set reminders and engage other people that can help you in reminding you to take your eye drops. But the reading in the office is not just the only important reading. Pressure that we get.
So to that point, that's, as a melanoma patient, your ophthalmologist. Oh, how come? I don't know. As a melanoma, my ophthalmologist has definitely run through health insurance. Oh. Well, I am so glad, and I think you've pointed out about that before. And the interesting, I think, part about this is the days that Tim is neglecting putting those eye drops in his eyes, are significantly damaging his optic nerve. And he's already, that's why his eyes, it's like he's it's not just because his vanity and all of the things that he puts ahead of his eyes is shocking to me, because the one thing that will really begin to hamper your ability to be independent is your loss of vision. And for Tim to have not a lot of, like a wife, he really is going to be in a tough position. He says glaucoma in both eyes, left as well. See, that's even scarier. And, to be, on the motorcycles and, oh my gosh, it's wild. Okay, keep going. Because this is all the things that Tim needs. And I can't explain better than she can of all of these issues that he's causing himself. So as you hear him and see him not getting his eye drops and all this stuff, or if you have yourself a history of glaucoma, here we go. Or not thought about checking your eyes and you're over 40, here we go.
Your eye in the office is just one pressure reading of infinite eye pressures that your eye goes through during the day. Just like your blood pressure can go up and down, your eye pressure can also go up and down. And the medications that we give you help to stabilize it to a safe level for your optic nerve. So do your best to not skip the medications, because if you do, the nerve gets damaged while the pressure is going up. And even if you have a good reading in the office, your visual field could show signs of damage. This is also why the visual field test in the office is so important, because it helps us to see how the vision has changed over time. Number 3 of things that you need to know. So the third way to keep your vision when you have glaucoma is to show up to your appointments. And of course, life happens, things happen. You may need to cancel and reschedule. The doctor may need to cancel and reschedule. So it's just important that you take the initiative to make sure that that appointment has been rescheduled within a timely fashion. I would say that's at least within a month of your original appointment. Remember that if for some reason your doctor cannot see you, or your doctor has moved, or your doctor has gone on maternity leave, make sure that you schedule with any other doctor in the practice, because most ophthalmologists are more than capable of doing a visual field exam and getting a reading of your eye pressure. There is no way for a glaucoma patient to know at home if their glaucoma is progressing. Even when patients have medications and they take all their medications properly, sometimes glaucoma can become more resistant to their existing medications over time. So the same way that patients who have high blood pressure sometimes need a second or third medication added on to control their blood pressure, glaucoma can be the same way. And
that's what, so these are really important factors. And Tim is so negligent with his eyes. He doesn't keep his follow-up appointments. And he certainly, is not maintaining any consistency with taking his eye drops. He's really going to have serious, issues. Thinks his eye's burning. It's just keep
Why
going.
follow-up is so important, because we want to make sure that the therapy that we've put you on is actually continuing to work for you. And if it's not working, then what else can we do? Do we need to add another eye drop to keep your eye pressure controlled? Do we need to do SLT laser? Or do we need to do glaucoma surgery? So there are a lot of questions that we ask and answer during.
I'm guessing Tim's had glaucoma surgery. Twice. He's already he's so far down the road.
These visits. So the eye appointment is not just about your eye pressure, but it's also to check your glaucoma testing, make sure it looks stable, make sure it's not progressing, because if it is progressing, something else needs to be done. Number 4 of 5 things that you need to know to keep your vision if you have glaucoma. So glaucoma is not an isolated disease, and the eye is not an isolated organ. Keeping your body healthy is also so important when it comes to glaucoma disease management and glaucoma control. Patients ask what type of things that they can do to help with their glaucoma, and the answer is actually pretty simple. What is good for your body is good for your eyes. The eyes are an organ in the body, just like all the other organs in your body. The eyes need oxygen, and things like eating healthy and working out can help your body and your eyes. Also, managing your other chronic diseases is really important. So if you have sleep apnea, it is important to treat your sleep apnea, not just for your lungs.
It's funny that she picked, eating healthy, and it wasn't like, someone slamming bacon on the grill. Somebody eating a spinach salad, Tim.
Lungs and your heart, but also for your glaucoma as well. Likewise with diabetes, or if you are overweight. Eat nutritious foods, stay active, and check in with your regular doctor to make sure that your general health is optimized. Now, number 5 of 5, and this tip may seem strange to you, but I think it's really important. My 5th tip to keeping your vision when you have glaucoma is to trust the science, but if you feel unsure about it, or you feel unsure about your care, then definitely do not hesitate to get a second opinion. I have been treating glaucoma for over a decade, and there are many patients that feel unsure about the treatments that are being recommended. I don't want my patients to lose vision and go blind. So I always recommend that if they are unsure about proceeding with treatment, that they go to a second or third glaucoma specialist to get their opinion as well. If a patient of mine is unsure about starting therapy, I have no problem with them getting a second opinion, because I want them to be on board with the treatment. There's nothing wrong with having more than one doctor involved in your care. Glaucoma is a lifelong condition, and it really requires buy-in from the patient, and the patient needs to be on board with getting treated. Some of the worst outcomes that I have seen when patients go blind from glaucoma is usually when patients refuse the treatment or don't trust the doctor, don't trust the treatment, and this can lead to missed appointments and non-compliance with medication. So if you feel unsure or uncomfortable—
No, come on. You mean Sarasota Tim has a greater risk of going blind? Not only did he catch his glaucoma probably in late stage, and he's not compliant with his eye drops, which means he's continuously damaging his optic nerve, and then he steps out in like glaring bright Florida sunlight on a tarmac. But you're telling me that his carnivore diet, which he is convinced will reverse his glaucoma, is not going to reverse the glaucoma? I'm shocked. You mean him not keeping his appointments or doing any of things he's advised to do, or actually even following the care instructions post-surgery? Like not leaning over and letting his, head droop down because he's more concerned about setting up a camera to record stuff about and show his eye patch for a buy me a coffee sadfish? You mean our superhero crushing it is going to go blind potentially? I'm shocked.
With your glaucoma diagnosis or uncomfortable with the treatment plan, get a second opinion so that you can feel confident. Another glaucoma specialist would be a great idea to help you feel better about going down a treatment path. Now let's talk about the statistics. So when it comes to going blind from glaucoma, over a 20-year period, 13 to 16% of patients who have glaucoma will lose vision in at least one eye. Losing vision in both eyes is less common, and that rate is about 3 to 9% of patients with glaucoma. Good news is that the risk of blindness from glaucoma has dropped.
Do you mean Timmy could be in the 3 to 9% because he didn't get anything taken care of, and he's certainly just letting his optic nerve be continuously damaged because it's more urgent to get to tight pants point than to put his eye drops in? Because you got to get the priorities here. It's not the eye. He's got to go get an eyeful of Miss Jolene's kitty cat.
Significantly over time. People diagnosed in more recent decades were about half as likely to go blind compared to those patients diagnosed in earlier decades. This improvement.
I am not sure where he heard it, but I heard in one of his videos because I know I made some. I know I made a reaction. He said something about it. I'm like, oh my, just. It's probably the reason why he's probably so obsessed about it. Oh, I'm sure some quackadoodle site that, sells all sorts of magic snake oils and stuff that people like Tim seem to be probably into.
Is mainly due to an earlier diagnosis and the advancement of glaucoma research, which has led to earlier diagnosis as well as better treatments. People who are at higher risk of vision loss from glaucoma are patients who are diagnosed late in the.
Well, I think it's because I sped her up a little bit, but she probably has good lighting. I don't think she's AI though. She's got her Saya Nagori, MD ophthalmologist.
Disease. This means that they already have significant vision damage at the time of diagnosis. They have higher eye pressures in general. They may be older at the time of diagnosis. And those patients whose eye pressure is just not well controlled over time. Patients who progress to blindness typically started with more advanced disease and lost vision faster than others, even when treatment lowered their eye pressure. This is why screening is so important. You need to catch the disease early. What questions do you have about glaucoma? Drop them in the comments below, and I will do my best to make a future.
Well, thank you, doctor. And I appreciate that. And it's made me, I know I need to follow up with my ophthalmologist and my eye specialist soon. Pardon me. So it's always a good reminder. And so thank you for that reminder. Okay, let's get to Tim. Tim is in tight pants point, guys. Yeah. Hold on, Tim. Don't start yet. I got to come over here. All right, guys. We're sharing this tab instead. Yeah. Yeah, he's happy, guys. Like I said, the video, if you wanted to check more information or follow up more videos from the specialist, she has lots and lots of different videos. That's what she specializes in, glaucoma. I would recommend watching her channel. Thank you so much, doctor. We appreciate you and your information. Okay, Tim. Look at this eye. Jeez. Tim rather be doing this. He's gonna be in an assisted living, being a nightmare to the nurses. We don't deserve this as taxpayers, Tim.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Sarasota Tim. Welcome to the North Pole over here in Boynton Beach. Look at this. I got 2 jackets on, 2 pants, 2 socks. We're cold. We're making us a fire. And we're going to have some, I don't know, she got something in the cauldron over there. But you should have seen her. She was just splitting wood here and working on this little hard piece. Look at this. They're getting ready to make a stoker. I brought the little propane fire pit I got from Buc-ee's. But as you know, it only puts out so many BTUs. And this one is unlimited. And they use this little, look at that. And they have that, this stuff here from the palm trees. It's extremely flammable. And it gets it going in no time. There we go. Nice work. So we'll get a good hot coal base here.
Around here, they can have a fire. Huh? We are the only ones around here.
Yeah, we're the only ones. Everybody else has got a McMansion. Sitting inside with a fireplace, I guess.
I know.
Look at this. He's running a mallet and a axe. And she does this up in New York at their place they have up there in Splitswood. Well, we got some good wood here to burn. Look at this thing. Cooking already. So I just had a cup of coffee. Teddy's having a toddy.
The best one you ever had.
Everybody, this is what a 79-year-old looks like. Tomorrow morning is his birthday.
79.
79. Yeah.
Look at
Happy
Teddy
birthday
all
ahead of time.
wrapped up. Well, they state they're a board certified ophthalmologist, so maybe she has an AI character for herself, but the doctor is stated as a board certified ophthalmologist. So, like I said, I checked out the channel. I mean, I maybe, you know, if she were AI, wouldn't her eyes be better? Who knows? I think we look at so much AI now, we just don't know anymore. I guess they need to look like this. She could have had too many filters on too. You're glad Jolene's suitably attired? Well, Timmy might not be. It must be cold for these folks. Yeah, Timmy's like the he's the, you know, the Tim Reaper coming around, kind of see what's going on. All right, Tim Reaper, take it away.
We're
Still got spring in my step,
yeah,
fluff in my tail.
you do. You got quite a step in your step. So we're sitting here in the tiki hut. It's very nice. The fact that I have my hoodie on underneath this made a difference. I was chilled earlier, but I'm pretty good right now. And of course, we got the fire going, so it's going to be awesome. And you have no idea of my sleeping arrangements tonight.
So supposedly my AI doctor was telling Tim that she's got different hairstyles though. For an AI doctor, she's got sloppy hair sometimes. So anyway, Tim is over at Tight Pants Point. Oh Lord, the alliteration on that. Gina says, after eye surgery, he was told not to put any pressure on eyes. Next day, he was washing tires, bending over for things. Which puts pressures in the eyes. Then he blames the doctor when his eyes got all wonky. Oh, yeah. He's absolutely non-compliant. He's terrible. He's absolutely non-compliant. Dr. Quinn, maintenance man, says, good wood while he's staring at Jolene. Oh, God. Oh, I swear he's like, he didn't want to say Jolene's age. I'm going to see if I have some, you know, I'm going to keep going, Tim. I'm just going to keep talking. Let him talk.
But it's going to be, all right, I'll show you. You're not even going to believe it. I'll be embarrassed to tell you how much I'm paying for this. How cheap it is.
Probably at this time.
So let me just take you over here. I'm going to turn the camera around and show you. I'm back on Tight Pants Point. That's where I'm from. That's where I live. Here we go. Welcome to the Love Boat. And inside, I didn't bring my my light. It will be dark in there. It's not doesn't have any light. Let me show you. Well, we actually blocked the windows too and put some things that go in the window to keep the insulation is going to be cold. Brand new sheets and bedspread and all that's on the bed here. Darn it, I didn't bring my light. I got my buddy here I brought with me, and I even have a 20-degree sleeping bag I bought at Walmart today that I can use if I wanted to. But I think Jolene's got me set up with plenty of sheets and blankets and a wool blanket there.
Gosh. Happy returns to Walmart for that sleeping bag.
Be fine with that with that heater. And my early days, you know, I did the tent right here. Tight Pants Point. I used to be on the roof of the tiki hut. Teddy used to live up there too, in his tent. Teddy likes the crusher. It's Teddy's truck. And got a little smoke coming off the fire. Once that gets going here with this breeze, it'll get really hot. But yeah, we're back here at Tight Pants Point having a good time. We're going to just mess around for the next few days. I don't know about the golf, if it's going to be cold. My friend already told him it might rain too. There's an 84% chance of rain on whatever the 30th is. And I actually ran out of my eye drops. I'm getting close to running out, and I can't be without them too long. So there's a possibility. We'll see how it goes. I could have had them fill it right here locally. Maybe I could still do that. But my eye drops are at the drugstore, and I got to take those because my left eye's been really bad. Look at this fire. And I'm telling you, folks, it's not so cold right now. I mean, it's perfect for a fire. Really perfect. I mean,
what is he going to do with his eye drops somewhere else when he's out of town? And he says he's going to be gone for days. So how many days is he going to supposedly go? And take out his eyes, his eye. And he didn't want to spend supposedly the money on that one copay. That's what he stated. But we've watched him like fritter away. I don't know how many dollars on other stuff. It's just, it's prioritized.
You want one. And this is when you really get it, hug up next to it. Look how the smoke is already disappearing. It's getting nice and clean and hot. What you got going on for some groceries here tonight? You got something? I saw something that
Barbecue ribs,
barbecue ribs.
but they're in the crock pot.
Oh man, let's take a look. I was over here messing around earlier. And I said, "Oh, she's got something in there." Look at that.
Your ribs. And I'm gonna
Mm,
make sweet potato fries.
sweet potato fries, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, okay. Hey, we got it made, folks. I got my light here. This is when
I won't dox Teddy and Jolene, but I know exactly where they live. Their exact address. I know exactly where Tight Pants Point is too, but I won't dox them.
was telling you that I'm going to use in my boudoir. Is that what you say? What do I call that? The shaggin' wagon. It's a love shack. Love boat. I just got to find me some love. But we got the boat here. We got the palm trees. We got the water. You guys want to go down the dock real quick? Get another look. See,
More important for Tim to be, here at Teddy and Joe. Oh, gosh, I'm going to put you at 1.5, Tim. You're so slow. Obviously here for Teddy's birthday. Yeah, I understand that. But you couldn't have picked up your prescription on the way out? I guess he doesn't want to spend the copay on the prescription. How much is the copay on the eye drops on your Advantage plan, Tim? I have no idea. I don't know if there's a set amount. I have no idea. I know it can vary potentially. Are you using a generic? They're usually less expensive than the name brand. I don't know. These drops, they all have different color lids and stuff that help you out.
I hate to leave this fire. Let's hurry up and come right back. Let's walk out here and
Oh my God.
take a look. See, oh, it's kind of breezy out there. It won't be out there long.
Have empathy.
I think I've told the story. I actually helped build some of this dock here many years ago. I think I carried a piece of wood over for them. I don't think they trusted me to put a screw in or anything, but yeah, here we are.
Tim, that's sad. I carried some wood over. He's only known them for 10 years. And it is one of his known addresses. So he is known for, it's like his, as far as I can see, it's like his last known address is at Teddy and Jolene's. Oh, sweetheart, you okay, June? It's okay. I know it's Timmy time. I know it's tough. Are you okay, June? June? So it is one of his last known addresses. Next to that, and the obviously the Manor Loop, that one's there. But the Boynton Beach, they have that listed for May 1st, 2022 until February the 27th, 2024. And that's supposedly when he was address. Yeah. So and then he's been really kind of like moving around a lot since that time and hard to keep track of. All right. Oops. Keep going, Tim. Come on, take it away.
There's a fire back there. Let me zoom in for you. It's a life, folks. It just don't get any better than this. There's my place. Love Shack. At the Love Shack. This is where I had my tent set up last time, remember? I brought everything, and I picked up a 20-degree bag at Walmart on the way over. And they're like, you don't have to sleep there. Go in there.
I guess.
Right. I helped them put the mattress in there, and I'm going to tell you, there is a difference in mattresses.
Put a mattress. Oh, is that Timmy's tent set up? You bring out a gazebo? I guess they actually have a house somewhere that Tim's not allowed in. This is like this outside kitchen area. This reminds me of like hanging out in Mexico at people's places when I was out at my friend's house over in outside of Cuernavaca. And we would pick, and we would just like hang out, like in the kitchen areas, like out by the pool, and just hang out.
They picked this up from somebody or somewhere, and I'm telling you, it must have been a high dollar mattress at one time.
Yeah,
It was really
full
comfortable.
BS.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be the first one to sleep on it. They haven't even slept on it yet. Look at this fire. Really roaring now.
On the mattress, yeah.
So, how's it feel? B79. Any more than 78?
Well, I got to put something here, some information.
Okay.
We like Tim coming here. He's such a generous guy. He comes here and, Jolene feeds him, of course. We gave him a nice place to stay that we haven't even stayed in yet. But that's okay. He's got a new mattress pad, new sheets, everything like that. But you know what the guy did? Went out of his way. He went and he bought a 4-pack roll of toilet paper.
Teddy is like funny because he's like he's friends with Tim. He's making fun of Tim about Tim's level of generosity, because obviously Tim's not known to be specifically generous. People can still be friends with him though. It always amazes me what people will tolerate. But I guess if you're lonely and you want company and you just want someone who's going to chat their head off, Tim's just like a talking parrot in the background.
Now, the thing is, he's a smart guy, Mr. 50. He will take back 3 back to Sarasota. He's a one slightly used.
Oh my God.
So
Teddy.
take a little information from that.
Here's what happened.
Yes, he lived there.
I told him I'm coming over, and he was telling me about Jolene got that coffee that Saul.
Yeah, I know. I don't ever have to retro react on Tim because Tim puts out so much content. But yes, there was a time when Tim was living, and then he was living there in the Wolf Pup, and then he got in trouble with the Boynton Beach. His eyes look absolutely dreadful. His eyes. I cannot believe he's more concerned about putting out YouTube content, okay, than picking up his eye drops. Tell me that YouTube is not his prison job. He is willing to take his optic nerve out to make 22 minutes of this boring nonsense. Nothing happening. It just astounds me. I mean, it's like the one thing I saw how miserable my grandmother was being blind. It's the one thing that really seemed to take my grandma had pretty good well, that and the congestive heart failure. Oh, I should not laugh, but I was like, well, she had heart failure, but she lived to like 91, 92 years old. So having, that's why I'm kind of laughing, because most elderly people are going to potentially have something like congestive heart failure around about that age, because of just aging processes. So her loss of eyesight, I felt, was the thing that really kind of took my grandma down, though. Like her mood and her want to interact with people. She, when she was losing her hearing, at least she could still listen and put on the hearing aids or whatever and hear her TV shows, but still watch them. But once she lost the eyesight, she couldn't even watch Frasier anymore. She liked that Chuck Norris show, Texas Ranger. I still can't get over that. All right, keep going, Tim.
Bought them for Christmas. I went and got it. The holiday blend or Christmas blend or something. And we heard that it was on sale for half off. So she ordered some more and got it. I said, oh, okay, I'll come over and drink your coffee. He goes, no, will you bring your own coffee? I said, no, I want to drink your coffee. He goes, yeah, and we gave you toilet paper last time too. So I'm like, he's really counting the toilet paper I use. So I stopped and I bought a 4-pack of Scott. I only use Scott. And I got them in my truck.
Yeah. Yep, that's what you're going to say.
And I brought a roll in there, but there's already a roll in there. But I'll be carrying mine out of the truck. Don't think I'll use that one.
Oh, yeah.
I'll leave you a roll.
But he does.
I only used one.
If you didn't eat so much, you wouldn't eat
Oh.
so much.
Well, anyway.
See, Tim, the difficulty is you don't live there as their property manager anymore. Now you just show up as a regular guest. And most people understand that as a house guest, you still are using people's resources. So you try to do something in exchange, especially with friends, you don't just assume that you're going to, not do something in return, either bringing food. Like I would bring tons of food to my friend's house from supermarkets that were in the areas that they lived in, that they liked, or take them to dinner or something. You just don't show up empty-handed. Bring their kids gifts. I did that stuff, like Easter baskets, whatever. I never would show up empty-handed. Always had something in my hand. Something. A cake. I don't know. Maybe it was because you say you were brought up in the South? Where are your Southern manners? Nobody in the South show up empty-handed, sir. Nobody.
I'm glad I got the invite over. It's a beautiful fire we got here. And I've attended most of your birthdays for the last few years. And then the years before. So, but you haven't changed at all, man. Still crushing it.
That's because I'm wearing the same clothes?
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
April.
I think what keeps him young is this over here.
Oh, boy.
There it is.
I'm sorry. That was
She takes
John.
very, very good care of him.
I'm sorry.
That's true.
Very good care.
Yeah.
And we all
Tim goes, hey guys, we're halfway through this masterpiece. Oh, that wasn't Tim's tent. That was a boat. Okay. I thought that was Tim's tent. Who knows what Tim's tent is? Looks like it's cold out there for these folks. Jolene's like working away in the kitchen. Tim's trying to make content off his friends. It still comes empty-handed. Can you imagine? He's using it as a content house. He's still, even filming, he still can't take the time to show up with something. Toilet paper? Are you serious, Tim? You are the world's. Well, I mean, if your friends want to be abused that way, that's their choice.
care for each other around
You
here.
have to have them make fun of you.
This boat right here, this motor, he says, is too big, too fast. It's a 50 horsepower. And they're going to put a smaller one on it.
Well, if I was 19 years old enough,
Yeah.
50 is not enough. I need 100.
There you go.
But
Yeah.
this one we're going to sell. We have to put it on Marketplace.
All right.
And we have a 25 to put in its place.
Yeah. Let me show you. One of the guys in the neighborhood works on these, and he checked it all over and he painted it, the cow. But it's a 2008, something like that. But it runs perfect. And it's a 50 horsepower. So that's like a lot for this little boat.
Oh, yeah. Tim's upset.
Boats around here everywhere.
Yeah, I know,
Look
Tim.
at our fire.
We got lots of boats out there, but they're over one.
Well, Tim is absolutely obsessed with getting a boat now because he's moved on for the motorcycles, guys. Now it's a boat.
Somebody else.
Yeah.
That's the way I like it.
Screw that
OPBs.
dirt bike.
Other people's boats. Those are the best kind. Oh, I can feel that warmth, man, coming out about 5 feet away. Feeling good. Oh, yeah. Love it.
And we ran an electric cord into our little love boat.
Yeah.
So that Tim can run an electric heater.
Yeah, I didn't know if I was going to tell him about it because, you get docked for that. But I brought my little space heater that I've been using in the camper, and
Oh, great.
I got it on in there now. Just kidding. But it'll definitely take the chill off in there. I'll be fine.
Turn it on now.
No, it'll be all right. It cycles off and on. I'll put my long handles on before I go in there. Beautiful, man. Look at it. We still got our.
Yeah, because Tim is just too cheap to go stay at a hotel like a regular person. No, don't worry. I'll be fine. No, don't worry. I don't need the couch in your house. No, I'll be good. Don't worry. No, I'm fine. No, I just need this, a space heater inside of a tent. I'll be safe. I'm good. I'll put my electric warming suit from my motorbike on. Why didn't you bring that, Tim? You could have slept in your motorcycle suit, made some use for that crap you bought for the Goldwing. Didn't you buy like a suit you could turn on and heat up? No, I'm fine. Just go stay at a hotel. Spend $100, Tim. Everyone thinks you're just being a regular cheap self. Jeez, Tim. Thought you had plenty of money. Go put it on a credit card. You don't care. You're going to be dead in a few years anyway, per your statistics.
Hey, we're still doing Christmas here. It's just too pretty to take down.
Yeah. At Easter time. We take it down Easter.
Yeah, Easter. Is this you in this boat over here, Teddy?
Yeah. And the other boats too.
Look at Teddy. That was his 78th birthday.
Nope, that was
Oh,
45 years
God,
old.
look
that
at
one.
Teddy.
45 were you?
Oh, God.
He's been around her, man. Here's your first dollars you earned.
Oh gosh, Teddy's picture, man. That was wild. Teddy posing out 1980s style.
In case you guys don't know, this is mahi mahi that you might know it as. We in Florida call
There
this
he
dolphin.
goes.
It's a very prevalent fish that we
I
catch and
do.
eat out here. But nobody calls it mahi mahi if you're local. It's a dolphin, not porpoise.
Dolphin, yeah.
There's some more pictures over there.
Look, over here. Over here. Look at him. He's really into it. He likes these little speed things. Look at him.
Take a look at the red boat on the right.
Right on the right. This one?
Yeah.
That was a little longer. Well,
That's a packer.
is that you, Jolene?
Yep, on the end.
We restored that boat 2 years ago.
You know, every time I come here, that temperature gauge never fluctuates in 24 hours from what it said. Let's see today.
Yep, the tap back.
Oh man, I gotta get a picture of that because first time I've ever seen it below like 75.
I know. I'm surprised that Teddy lets him near his wife, considering his history with married women. I just, and he keeps talking about, I love to go out for my morning walks with Jolene. Tim, calm down.
Tap on it. It moves.
No, it's down.
You see the sign above it?
If it's too loud, you're too old.
Yep.
Yep. Here's another car. One thing Teddy's got, plenty of cars.
And his friends like Timmy.
Rich, if I had your money, I'd throw away mine.
Have a brand new truck.
It is a nice truck. She's a good girl. All I got though.
Oh, no.
New motorcycle. Yep. And now Tim is going to enjoy the best ever sweet potato fries that Jolene makes.
That I ever ate
They are absolutely
in
stunning.
my life.
Boy, kind of puts the pressure on me.
Now, what,
These are
that ain't
beets.
a sweet potato.
No, these are beets.
Beets.
Oh.
Can't be a beet.
Yeah, beets are good for you
Mm.
for blood flow and all.
She had all her ingredients here. I brought a lot of that meat that I bought at BJ's because I'm doing the carnivore thing, and a occasional pretzel.
Oh, for goodness sake. See, Tim, why? Why do you even say you're going to just eat the pretzels? Enjoy your pretzels. Jolene looks like, once again, she's just over there cooking. That's all that woman, she loves to cook. I'll give it to her. It's something I don't do. I used to, but I'm like, I don't want to clean up. I don't. I take care of stuff all day, and then I do my YouTube channel. So I'm just like, between all the, work I do is in my regular job, and then this, and my fun job, making all this money. Suppose I make all this money because of Tim.
You just can't stay strict here in front of this kitchen that we got here.
And what's in the
Ribs.
Oh, ribs.
Barbecue rib, yeah.
They're done. They're just sitting on warm.
Mhm. We got our Grit TV and Outlaw and all that here.
Yep.
We can watch the Tales of Wells Fargo. Have a good time, sit here and tell some lies.
fire?
Listen to Teddy tell how good he used to be.
Well, I don't know what the history of Teddy and Jolene is, other than I know they have different surnames. And so I don't know if they are later in life couples, like they are a later in life couple together. And maybe that's why we don't see pictures of young Jolene up there in bathing suits and stuff. And he met Jolene later in life, potentially. Maybe he was single and then met Jolene. Who knows? Probably happy he did. She takes good care of him.
He's getting ready to take a motor out of a car.
Not a car. It's a Fairlane 500.
Yeah,
itself.
Fairlane 500 convertible. And it's a, what year?
66.
How many of those you got?
Two.
One's not enough.
He doesn't
Well, they
care
only made it
about
for 2
a
years.
carnivore
66 and
diet.
67. I just happened to see that 66 a month or so ago, and it said it had a 4-speed manual, which is nice. So I bought it, and now we're taking it all apart. And
Tim has no ability to stick to anything. He needs to stick to his eye drops. If he sticks to one thing, it should have been his eye drops to protect his optic nerve. His chances of really losing his eyesight are extremely increasing over time. And he's just over here laughing like it's astounding because his case is really like progressed his eyes, and then talking like burning and then wanting to misuse a hospital system for his eyes. I mean, that's not what they're set up, but he doesn't care. So I don't take any of the conversation that he has around his health too seriously. He's extremely non-compliant with things that have been shown by his medical providers to be problematic for him. His eyes are something that should not be messed with.
Making it clean and nice. And we're designing it because we have overdrive transmission. We're going to drive it up to New York and leave it in our camp area.
Oh, yeah, that'd be cool.
Because it's so nice to drive around with a convertible in the mountains.
So when I come up, we're going to take it down the twisties and enjoy a nice ride.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they got the interior out of it, the seats out of it. And he's going to.
I love beets. I have like a beet and goat cheese to put over a risotto dish made by somebody else. I don't cook. It's like I had a great dinner tonight, but I didn't make it. It was like fettuccine with a lentil bolognese. I don't have time to make any of that stuff.
I mean, there's nothing. This guy, he's an engineer. He can do anything.
Yeah, I love beets too.
And this one, the skills.
Beet
She
person.
gets skills. Should have seen her working that axe over there like Bunyan's wife. Paul Bunyan. And what a cook. You know, there's people out there that still use your best hamburger recipe.
Oh yeah, perfect burger.
Perfect burger, yeah.
It was tasty.
Yeah. We make them on the fire too.
That's what makes it perfect. The grill over a wooden fire.
Yeah.
Way better than the frying pan.
Yeah, we get the coals down, let the wood burn down, hot coals, and you got this little cage thing that you clam together and put the burgers in there. And
I'm sure Tim will try to hit me for this video. But I released in my live members only gave information about the fact that something monumental happened last time. And if you are a member of the Good Life, and I have like 70 some members now, so that's really exciting. Thank you guys so much. Members only live tomorrow night, Wednesday, hump day. We all catching up with everything that's been going on. There's been some interesting things to tell you guys about. I mean, obviously Tim's not, but we have updates, and we're getting closer to other updates. So we've got lots of updates on that one. So I'm very excited to share that particular update with everybody. And Tim, when he copyright struck my recent yikes Christian cosplayer video, he did not get the satisfaction of maintaining a strike on my channel. So in the past, and anyone who's a members only knows this, anybody who's not does not know this. So in the past, when Tim would have my videos struck for copyright, YouTube would not only take the video down, but it would put a strike on my channel, which is not a good thing. 3 of those, I would lose my channel, just as like Lolive Oil had lost hers in the past, and I would have to be very guarded about my, videos. And this time, though, YouTube said once I submitted my counter notification, YouTube actually, I always get to the point where like, oh my God, YouTube is going to get irritated with me submitting counter notifications on Tim. But actually this time what happened is that my video is still waiting for Tim to show his legal response, but my strike did not stay up. So they took the strike down. So I have no strikes at the moment. So that was a first, and I was very excited. So just wanted to share that, and thank you guys for the support, because he certainly would love to have me gone. All right, let's keep going. We're almost done.
nothing like it.
Actually, Timmy gave us that one, right?
Yes,
That's right. I gave you that.
you betcha.
Hey, remember when I gave you that?
No.
Yes, he does.
I used to tell it to my friend all the time, throw it in his face. Hey, remember when I gave you that? Whatever it was.
When did I give you the magnifying glass?
Oh, man. I'll never forget it. He just bought a magnifying glass for another friend. He bought me one at Ace Hardware several years ago. It had a light on it.
I got
And,
a while back.
If I was your friend, I'd be asking you why you aren't picking up your eye drops when you got raging glaucoma that's going to take out your optic nerve if you don't put your eye drops in. And losing that optic nerve, Tim, every time you don't put your eye drops in, you are increasing your chances of becoming blind in that eye. But I guess that's not important because I guess you don't need to drive a truck or hitch up a trailer or ride a dual sport or ride the Goldwing or go scuba diving or purchase a boat or do all these fantastic adventures that were promised all the time. But all we get is Teddy and Jolene back at Tight Pants Point.
I got it somewhere. That's a big one. It was big. When I started losing my eyesight, I can really use it now.
Oh no!
I can feel that far from over here.
I know you can.
It's very nice in here now.
Yes, even though this is completely.
Well, look how fast that fire was.
And he keeps joking about losing his eyesight. Well, Timmy, I don't think it's going to be very funny soon. I think that's the joke. I don't think your friends. Potentially, you've not really told them what you're really having an issue, because they're very casual about it. I don't seem to be too worried. I've actually had times where I've been in places with my friends where I thought I was going to have to. I've taken my friends to emergency rooms. That friend of mine, something was going on. Her husband wasn't in town. I was trying to eat dinner. I'd just come home from work. And, I needed to get my dogs out and stuff. This is years ago. And my friend had something going on. And I ended up having to rush to her house and then rush her to the hospital. And she didn't have the hospital built close to where her house is. At the time, that one wasn't there. So it was the one closer to my house. So I had to go away from my house, come back, and sit in the hospital with her all night until we got through the emergency room. And then she was wild and took her IV out and stuff. Don't even get me started. My friend's a dentist too. Anyway, long story is, I was the one friend she knew would probably break the speed limits to try to get someone to a hospital. So that's why she called me. Nobody else. Call the single girl who's got a bunch of stuff going on. Don't know why people don't think single people don't have double the housework and stuff to do.
Hey, it's still really good. Feels great.
That's got wood on it from the repairs on the house.
Mm-hmm. Nothing gets wasted around here. All the old decking that we took off, we're burning that.
You got the picture when Tim got wasted.
Oh yeah, back in the day. Mm-hmm. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Teddy gets me as the type who probably doesn't go off to restaurants anymore. Teddy gets me as the type that he just hangs out at that place with Miss Jolene and all her cookbooks. And Jolene just probably likes to hang out and cook. That's a big property to maintain, though. I have to say. But she probably just spends most of her day here, so maybe the rest of the house doesn't get too dirty. It seems like this is her space, where she's just at all day long. Feeding people.
The RV park over in Sarasota is nice. But there's nothing like this place. Nothing like coming home to Tight Pants Point.
To home?
I went to high school here.
Where is he in Boynton Beach too? This isn't your home, Tim. This is Teddy and Jolene's home. And you said you've known them for 10 years now.
My kids were born here.
Your kids were born
So you're going to be 79.
Which of your children? Christopher? Your other kids weren't born there. His daughter was born in California, wasn't she? Didn't you have two born in California? Or maybe Georgia. I don't think. Just so many lies.
Met you. I can't remember. Many years ago. My friend Fred, I've known him going on 10 years. I've known you a lot longer than that.
Oh, okay. So it's Fred 10 years. Sorry, I mixed it up. Okay, sorry. I apologize. It was Fred 10 years. I'm sorry, Tim. Teddy, he's no longer. He's absolutely. Oh, yeah. Of course he's using Teddy's birthday for content. Why wouldn't he? He's going to show up with toilet paper, too. They should toilet paper his truck. That's what Teddy and Jolene should do, is get that toilet paper and get it all over his dang truck. Send him off that way.
Anyway, you said that.
Come on.
I came over on a motorcycle. Somebody that knew you, I was riding with, and he said, let's go over to this guy's house. I'll show you. And we come up, and you were complimenting my motorcycle and said, stop by sometime. And
Did I ask you, hey, pick up the stones and pick up something to help me with this? Can I try that?
I got put to work in short order. My first visit.
So Tim probably acts like he's all nice and helpful. God, that's how they got. God, Tim just showed up with somebody else. Where's that guy now? Where's the guy he showed up with? Hey, they still have Tim hanging on like a bad barnacle.
Who was it that you brought you here?
They might have been Peter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might have been him. And
Okay,
then
where is he now?
Philippines.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
way on the other side of the world.
That's the guy in the Philippines. Oh, God. Okay.
Doing what Peter does. Yeah, it's a mutual friend of ours. I've talked about him before. He's the guy that puts in the boat lift elevators, I call them. He made a pretty good living doing that for quite a few years. And then he retired and went to the Philippines. I wish you guys were here with us. I'll be here for a few days, so we'll get you some more video in the morning and coffee, and we're going to go over to the Boynton Inlet and do all the regular routine, get up and down the road here.
Well, great. Does that mean we get 3 days of no content? I'm going to definitely be back over to Chantel then on Thursday. Kim, that smoke's making my eyes water.
Bring the dual sport bike. It was 32 degrees this morning when I came out of the camper. I said, forget it. And like I'm going to go riding up down the road in this cold air on that thing.
Yeah,
So,
exactly, Tim. So why did you purchase motorcycles during the wintertime? But you had to have two.
jumped in the truck, turned the heater on, threw a bag in there, and got over here. And it's really good to be here. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Consider giving it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, there's a lot of great content on my channel about Social Security and other kind of stuff. Consider
so many lies. Great content. Tim, you probably stole that from somebody else's channel and regurgitated that out. At least I Creative Commons, I give credit to where I'm at least getting information from.
subscribing. And there's also some links in the homepage of my YouTube channel where you can use an Amazon link to make your purchases on Amazon. It will support the channel as well. So thanks very much, everybody. We'll see you in the next video. Crush it.
Okay. So that's probably the last. I don't know if he's got any more out. Rotten content. You don't like that content? I don't love his content. I don't think he's got any more. Hold on. Let's double check. We're rolling through these ones today. That was the last one. That was his latest and his greatest. Was the Tight Pants Boynton Beach Ted and Jolene. He's had 835 views in 2 hours. He's had a couple of thousand views recently. He's not getting those huge views like we said. He's not buying ads, though. I double checked. He doesn't do that. Okay. So, what are 5 excuses for men for avoiding the doctors and why they don't fly? The excuses, that is, not Tim not flying. That we don't see him do that much. Okay, well, accept that, I guess. Okay. So this is from UAB Medicine. I've also listed this, and we'll just quickly look over these. It says that you guys offer many excuses for avoiding doctors, and the risks of waiting too long outweigh the benefits. The old adage, I know my body better than anybody. Well, yeah, but you don't know when you've got a silent thing starting to get your eyes something insidious like glaucoma or heart disease or type 2 diabetes. Sometimes you don't know these things are happening. That's why things like having a left anterior descending artery coronary artery event, also known as the widowmaker, is never good. Called the silent killer. The reason why they have these monikers, it's not because they sound cute. It's because there's sadly some realism behind them that's, should be a word of caution and a word of warning to people. Not a reason to not seek medical advice earlier anyway, it says about 60% of American males aged 25 to 65 see a doctor for an annual physical. Other studies show that many men only see a doctor when they think they may have a serious medical condition. And that would be Tim. Tim falls probably into that category of the serious medical condition, like his stomach. He's not somebody who elects to go see them. And when he has recently, he doesn't like it and he complains and he says they give him medications he shouldn't take. So anyway, what are the 5 biggest reasons? One is I can't find time in my busy work schedule. Well, Tim doesn't have a prison job, so he can't use that excuse. In fact, Tim only has to work every single day and tied down to his YouTube camera. So busy is he in needing to make content on his YouTube platform that he doesn't pick up his eye drops. Screw my optic nerve, says Tim. I don't care. Glaucoma, who's she? Tim don't care. They don't have a primary care physician. And that is actually pretty common. Often when we've had people who've had things that have ended up with them having to go to the hospital, they often have not, especially some of the male patients with cardiac events, do not list a primary care doctor. Don't have a primary care to follow up with afterwards. Yeah, too expensive. It is. And it is terrible. There needs to be something done. Here in the U.S., our system is very, men don't like to see doctors on the whole. And then we have a system too that is discouraging to it with it, the cost prohibitive. So, so definitely something to think and ponder about, as we kind of think about the increasing costs of healthcare and, whether or not we do need all these middlemen getting their little fingers on the pies when things are already expensive. Anyway, they don't have any symptoms. So, just as I said, symptoms may not appear in early stages of diabetes, type 2, or high blood pressure. And the safest time to catch these conditions. After all, high blood pressure is known as the silent killer. Many men wouldn't wait until they hear strange sounds from their automobile engine before getting regular maintenance done. And you should treat your body even better. And that's what's so astounding about Tim, is that he has spent, and he said he has $1,000 just sitting in things to be returned. Now, Tim is obviously in the position that he thinks everything's a write-off for his YouTube channel. But still, the fact that he would, and then he complains about it. It's you don't kind of want to hear those arguments from people when you can spend so irrationally on irrational things and not spend on something that you really should take very seriously at this time. We'll take your driving license away from you. They dread the procedures and probes, and they don't want to have to keep coming back if they find something. And Tim is definitely, not wanting to learn more. Prefer not to find out about a serious medical condition. I don't know if Tim really wants to know how serious his eyes are, but they're not going to be able to do anything for you at the hospital other than tell you to go see your ophthalmologist. They won't even have those eye drops available on the floor, probably. Those are not generally, that's not the sort of stuff they're just carrying, unless you're on a floor and they're probably ordered and they're sitting in your little medication drawer or something. That sort of stuff, that goes into a lockbox in a patient room. Those are like specialty meds and stuff. That's not just your regular old, metoprolol or something. It's like, 50 milligrams XL sitting around just anywhere. This doesn't do that. Okay. I'll just ride out the storm until it passes. Oh, and, of course, they forgot the most important one, which is, doctors are the third leading cause of, Americans dying, which is one of Tim's biggest reasons for him not going to see his doctors. Oh, my goodness. I just can't Yeah, he's looking for, so he's looking, yeah. Oh yeah, he wants just women to be and he really kind of like interrupted Jolene at the one time when she was saying something, and he just I mean flippantly did something with the camera, turned away and interrupted her. He valued nothing. He gave no value to what she was saying. He really is dismissive of women. For somebody is just really not the brightest bulb in the pack. He really is very arrogant. Very arrogant. And for someone who is daily, by neglecting to apply his eye drops, taking out his optic nerve, it's just astounding. It's just astounding to me. Just, oh my goodness. So I had to address this today because I just wanted to make sure that people understand that what Tim is demonstrating with his care for his eye is nothing that could be recommended from any type of healthcare professional or any sane human being in my mind. I also recommend that you don't neglect your eyes the way that he has, or listen to any of the advice that he gives. I think that everything that he's demonstrating is so negligent, considering that the majority of his patient population, majority of his viewership, patient population. I'm in my world now. Of his viewers are people who are older, and they shouldn't be, thinking they could lapse. Hopefully, they're more informed than Tim and actually listen to their healthcare providers and follow their guidance. You can always see other people if you don't like them. But anyway, links are all down in below. If you haven't had a chance to hit the likes, make sure you do so on the way out. If you are a member, we'll do members only tomorrow. It was fun. I don't think the content at Tim's visit is going to get any better. And we'll catch you on the next ones, guys. Appreciate you taking your time this evening. And wherever you are here in the United States, I hope you are staying safe, and that we just make sure we just treat everyone with a little bit of kindness. Things are, pretty rough out there. And, I don't think we need to escalate. But certainly got some things going on that just aren't cool. And specifically with nurses. Sad. Anyway, and Tim doesn't need to be showing up in a hospital while on holiday, burdening a healthcare system because he's so negligent. That's my biggest point. Don't do that, people. If you have a chronic medical condition and you have neglected in its proper care and you feel your symptoms are exacerbating, I can promise you, unless it's like literally your heart and you're having cardiac arrest or something really serious happening, the emergency room is not the place to show up with it. It just isn't. They aren't going to have your medications. They aren't going to have your medical record on it. They aren't going to be the specialist managing you. They aren't going to know all your history. It's just not the place to go. It's just not. You're going to be triaged down to the bottom. Those are emergency rooms are for emergencies. If you want to go to an urgent care and see if they could, but they're not going to want to prescribe for that either. They're going to send you back to your eye doctor. Don't go to a hospital for that unless your eye falling out your head. All right, don't do that. Don't do that to your nurses over at that emergency room. Okay, I wouldn't blame you if they triaged you into last place and had you sit there in that emergency room for 20 hours, wasting the hospital's time. Yeah, please subscribe. Yes, I had over 5,000 people view the channel and not 5,000 subs, shockingly. I appreciate it, though. I don't know if it makes a difference with YouTube. All right, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.
Life and Vibe, thanks so much. My queen, my Sarasota Tim expert.